In this video, I've got a huge Cultivate What Matters haul from the Black Friday sale. Hi, I'm Kristen, and I post functional planning videos on my channel a couple times a week. If you're like me and you need a gentle reminder to just keep it simple, please make sure you're subscribed, and I'll be right back. All the goodies. I am so excited. I was super duper excited to get this order because this was my Black Friday sale order from Cultivate What Matters, and they had so many good deals that I couldn't decide, and so I just went ahead and got everything. And I don't know, I am loving it. I was really surprised about how big this pouch is. I was super surprised at how much I love these pens. If you know anything about me, you know I love my Pilot G2 gel pens, and I love these. We'll talk about it. The next thing is this beautiful box. There's a planner. There's a planner that came in this box. So we'll look at the planner that came in this box as well, but let's start by looking at all the accessories first. And I'm gonna start with like the biggest ones just to kind of move them out of the way. This is the Caral pouch. There's 3 sizes of pouches that Cultivate What Matters offers. This is the largest, and then there's a smaller pouch that's called the accessories pouch. And then there's the smallest pouch, which is a pencil pouch. I wanted the large one because this one holds like your whole planner. This can hold both your power sheets and your planner inside and zip closed. That's how big it is. Something I would like to do starting in 2024 is be more intentional about getting out of the house. I work from home and I do a lot of things at home, and I love being at home. I'm an introvert, I'm a homebody, and so I tend to just be content and fine just chilling in my house. The problem is the longer I do that without kind of venturing out, it kind of affects my mood, and sometimes you just need a change of scenery, right? So one of the ways I plan on doing that is by going to my local library and just getting some work done there. I love the library. It gives me such like warm, fuzzy feelings, and it's just one of those things that it's like I can stack those good habits together to make it more appealing. So the sun is now streaming in, even though it was just raining. So I'm gonna go ahead and close those blinds real quick. Okay, I think that's better. Anyway, so that's a long-winded way of saying I got this so that I can put my supplies in it to take this with me to the library and kind of throw them in my tote bag. I got the perennial stripe because I love blue. This is like it's got the texture of like a linen feel. It's got slight bit of padding inside. I plan on not putting, even though I can put both my power sheets and my planner in here, my intention is to put my planner, a small notebook, and my iPad in here with some pens and whatever office supplies I might need. I'm not trying to take everything I own. I don't need that for what I plan on doing at the library, but it does have just a slight bit of padding. It's not padded. I think it's more just like this material has some like give to it. So, and then it's got this beautiful gross grain ribbon, and it's just a really nice pouch, and I like it, and I'm happy for it. I have tons and tons of pouches, but I don't have one this big, so this is a good addition to my collection, and it is sure to be pretty functional. So the next thing I have here is this shopping list notepad. This is bigger than I expected. The dimensions are on the website, and I do read that stuff. It just doesn't it doesn't mean anything to me until I see it in my hands, I guess. It's got this really great quality paper. It's white and it's like got some heft to it, but it's also smooth. There's no texture. This has enough space to plan your meals for the week, and I'm able to get like, there's 3 lines, so you could do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or you can just use, all the lines to write like your dinner and what side dishes you plan on doing, anything like that. There's a spot here for a shopping list with 5 categories that you can name yourself, and then it's perforated here so that you can actually pull the shopping list off the menu plan. You can throw this menu plan up on your refrigerator and you can take the shopping list with you to the grocery store, or my personal favorite, upstairs to my office, where I can sit down on the computer and put a grocery delivery order in. So let me just show you that actually. So this is an example. This is my actual menu plan for the week and the shopping list I made, and then I did exactly what I said. I brought it upstairs and just checked things off as I added them to my cart for my grocery list. And I have here breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And really the breakfast is for my son and the lunch is for me. And there's a spot down here for snacks. I think this will be really helpful because I tend to work and work and work and forget to eat until, you know, I look at the clock and I'm like, okay, I need to go eat, and then I'm starving, right? So, and then I don't make the best choices, or I might not stick with the plan, especially if it's something that I have to cook. And so having like this list here to remind me that I have snacks that I can choose from, I think is like super helpful. And then one more thing on here that I thought is neat is there's a spot to write whatever prep. And I am a prepper, so like I will prep on Sunday when I am on top of things. I will prep on Sunday to get ready for the meals for the week, and I like that I can kind of like look at what we're having each day and think, what kinds of things can I do ahead of time to prep for that meal? And that's, you know, some meals I don't really have anything, but other meals I do. So that way, once this is on the fridge, I can just look at this list and it's already ready for me. Like the prep list is already ready for me. And then I also would prep any of the snack things as well, like make the hard-boiled eggs, do the apple slices and like squeeze some lemon juice on them to keep them from browning and that kind of thing. So this is going to be super helpful. So I normally plan my menu for the entire month, and you'll see that in my planner. And I usually do that in my monthly plan with me video. And so I already have the dinners figured out for the month, and so that's it's just an easy way to just like fill this in quickly and get this list on the fridge so my kid can see it. Because if anyone has a teenager, you know, they always want to know what's for dinner. So that's right there. So that is how I used the meal planner, and I really love it. I think it's super helpful. The one thing, it's big, and that's great. I mean, it's got to be this big to be useful for me, but also now I have to kind of figure out where to put it, because I do sit down. I need to put it where I sit down for the week and start thinking about the menu. And so I'm gonna have to kind of rearrange some things at that workspace, but that's fun. I like doing that kind of stuff anyways. The next notepad I have here is the brain dump notepad. And I've been looking at this just because I think it's pretty. And every time I have gone to purchase it, I have actually taken it out of the cart, because it's like, to me, I already have notebook paper and I can just do a brain dump on notebook paper, right? And so like, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, I've added way too many things to the cart. Let me take this one out because I can do the same thing on notebook paper. But during the Black Friday sale, they were a good price. So I decided to go ahead and treat myself with this pretty little notepad here. And I used it this morning to try it out. And I thought it was really great because I could just scribble so many notes out here. And then it has like this dedicated space for you to go then take these thoughts and filter them down into things you can do later and things you can do now. And like I said, you can do that on regular plain note paper, but I kind of like that it has it there for you so that you can just, you don't have to like think how to structure your page of what you're scribbling out, right? So, you know, you just scribble everything here and it doesn't matter if it's pretty. The page is pretty. Your handwriting doesn't need to be pretty. Your formatting of your list doesn't need to be pretty. The page is already pretty. And then you can just kind of go through and filter it. And then you have something to work with for the upcoming week or day or month or whatever it takes. Mine was just kind of like to get me through the next few days, but I could see sitting down with this before planning the month or even like doing some quarterly planning, and just there's so many ways. You can brain dump one specific project, you can brain dump everything in your head, anything, you know, this can work for so many different like situations. So I'm happy I did go ahead and purchase it now that I've used it. And okay, let's just talk about the pens because I can't wait anymore. These are so nice. Okay, so like I've said, I am a Pilot G2 girl. I started with the G2, the number 10, the super bold one. I found it on the ground and used it and was like, this is the best. I love it. Where has it been all my life? And then from there, I tried all the different ones, and lately I've been doing the super ultra fine point one that's like a 0.38. I've been using that in my planner and I really like it. And I thought I would never ever want to use another pen. And this has been years. I've tried other pens. These are really nice pens. And usually, I will say, pens from other planner companies don't usually hit the spot for me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but these have like the magic sauce or something, and they're pretty. I hope they keep making these in different like colors and different designs. Like these designs match the current year's designs, and I just want them to keep making them for every year, please. So this one has the pretty rainbow stripes, and then this one is the blooms. That was like the floral motif on the power sheets this year. This is the perennial blooms, which matches one of the everyday notebooks, and then this is the perennial stripe color, like this, but it's got the little sprout that's on their logo. And then it has these really pretty rose gold like clips, and it's a clicky pen. And I can't say enough good things about these. I honestly was not going to get them because like I said, usually pens from planner companies don't hit the spot for me. I've in the past have purchased some and just not liked them. But these ones, somebody talked about them in the Power Sheets Facebook group, and then everybody else was like, oh yeah, they're the greatest, they're so good. And I was like, all right, well, I gotta try these pens. And then they were on sale during Black Friday, and so I went ahead and got them, and I want to get another set just so I don't run out. I think if I write a lot and I use a lot of ink and I go through pens a lot, I feel like I'm gonna need to get another set of these, and maybe Santa will put them in my stocking this Christmas so that I won't run out. But anyhow, I love these. I'm gonna keep that one out because I've been writing with that one, and I'm gonna put these in here. And then actually I'm just gonna put them in my my pen caddy where I usually work so that I can see them because they're beautiful. Then I have some wild cards, and then I also got the wild cards snap-ins, and so let's talk about these and then we'll test them out in a little bit. But this is the business wildcard pack. So if you're not familiar with Cultivate What Matters wildcards, they're just like little extra functional sheets, and then the pack comes with all these different ones, and so it's fun, and like it's just a way to help you kind of get stuff out of your head or have like a cute little functional thing list or whatever the wild card is about, so that you can organize your thoughts. So usually you would just take some pretty washi tape and then stick it to one of the pages in your planner or your goal notebook or whatever it is, or you can stick this up on like a bulletin board or whatever. So let me go through the business pack. We have 4 of these goals at a glance, and these are the same ones you're going to find in your power sheet, and these are intended for just like that quarterly refresh of your goals. I mean, you can use them for the year too, but since there's 4 of them, I think you could each quarter, when you sit down and like rethink about your goals and reassess things, you can kind of like refresh what you want to work at. There's a year at a glance page, and that's got, you know, space for each month to write down anything. You can use it to track things as they happen. You can use it to plan in advance. Really, it's functional and the options are endless. Now, we also have 4 of these quarterly content sheets, and there's 3 months worth on each page, and you can really just brainstorm anything that you want to do for your business each quarter. I love that kind of stuff. This is, there are a bunch of these break it down pages. Let's see, 4 of them? Yes. So there's 4 projects worth of these break it down pages. If you like the idea of this break it down page, they do have notepads with this same format on it. I have a little mini one that I like to use. This is the weekly rhythm. And so it's Monday, Tuesday, it's got all the days of the week, and then it says make the most of your time by batching tasks and assigning a theme to each day of the week. So this is like a cute little cheat sheet. For me and what I'm doing, I always film on Fridays, and then I have other days that I do certain things. And they even give you some ideas down here to help you think of certain themes you can give each day. This is cultivating work and life. So this is helping you balance things. So this says, instead of searching for the perfect balance, focus on how your work can fuel your life outside of work and vice versa. There's this little page here that's kind of like the break it down in a way, but it's more specific. It's called developing a lead magnet. And then you've got always growing, which these are things that you can write down so that you can learn, like professional development. There's books, podcasts, topics to learn about, and people to learn from. And then you've got another one here that says my growing ground. And this is, it says it's a SWOT analysis for your business. So SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This one's really good. This says what matters most, and then there's a spot for your business's mission and your business's core values. That's really important as you are creating content or designing products or whatever it is that you do in your business, to keep those things in mind, to make sure that it aligns with those things. This is an income tracker, and it says track your progress towards your income for the year. And this is like a little like cup that you're filling up, and there's little faint lines here that you can use as a guide as you add to it. This one is celebrating wins, and so there's a line and a date for each one. This is really good. And it's good to know when you make small wins. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Like, how about like, I got really good feedback on a video recently, or, you know, something like that. Like, small wins are good too. Daily rhythms. So at the beginning of the workday and the end of the workday, I love this one. This is something I've been trying to work on as I'm learning more about habits and routines, that I'm realizing I need a workday routine, because I will work and work and work and work and work on one thing and lose track of time. And then all of a sudden it's time to stop working and I'm not at a stopping point. And there's a lot of stuff going on there, but this I feel like is going to help me go ahead and kind of like hash that out. This is cultivated self-care rhythms. So it's kind of interesting that they include this with business, but to be your best self at work, you've got to take care of yourself. This is a spot to help you remember ways to do that. We've got a spot for month, week, day, and season. And then here's another one. These are both self-care. This is kind of like, okay, brainstorm here the things you like to do and the ways you rest and the people you love spending time with and stuff like that. And then you can go ahead and filter them out into how often you could do those. And we've got a daily habit tracker. So this is enough for the whole year to track the daily habit that you want to pick. And what's cool is that that doesn't have to be business related if you don't want it to be. and there's nothing on here that says it's like for business. So you could, even if you could use this elsewhere, it doesn't have to be for work. And then the same with this 1,000 hours tracker. There's 1,000 little circles here that you can mark off for every hour. And it's also not necessarily for business. Okay, so those are the business wild cards. You can see there's a ton of them. And then there's these are the newer, smaller sized wild cards. And they fit on the smaller wild card snap-ins. So this just snaps onto the binding of your power sheets or your planner. And you can just take some cute tending tape and just boop, put it right there, and you have a spot that you can move it around in your planner if you want. Or you don't need that. You could totally just, you know, tape that to any page. The next set of wild cards I have are just an older set. These were kind of like a clearance item, and these are larger, so you can see the difference here. These are from before they had the 90-day power sheets and stuff. So these ones, all the new wild cards are going to fit in any of your books from Cultivate What Matters. These will fit in like your 90-day power sheets or your Fresh Start daily goal planner. And these older ones are really only going to fit in your power sheets or your season by season weekly planner, I think. I'm thinking that the daily season by season planner is also too small. I think that's the same size as the Fresh Start daily planner. So just something to keep in mind. But this one, it was the 2022 Everyday Essentials pack, I think it was. This is the same as those goals at a glance pages that we saw in the business one, but these are just, you know, bigger. And there's 4 of them here. And we've got a perpetual calendar. We've got a fun list. And actually there are 4 of these. I think there's one for each season, which is kind of nice. So it's like a little bucket list of ways you can have fun each season. We've got an organization and decluttering thing. And then this is just figure out a space in your home or, you know, one of your spaces that you want to declutter, and then write down the date you plan to do it so that you can make sure to add it to your calendar. This is just what to read next, and it's just a basic sheet that has lines on it. You could totally do this on any blank notes page in your planner or notebook, but it's just nice to have that little idea to prompt you to do it. And then here is books read this year. So this is like the ones you ended up reading, and there's a spot here for stars, so you can rate them. This is Create a Life-Giving Home. So this one looks a lot similar to the Cultivated Self-Care Rhythms format, but this one is prompting you to make a plan to tend to your living spaces. Simplify your daily life and help take care of what you've been given. I love that. That's one of my things I'm looking forward to working on this year, is just being more content in my home. Our home is older. It's in a nice neighborhood. There's so much potential in our home, but we're just not in the season right now to improve upon it. And so it's one of those things I'm trying to cultivate just a more contented feeling in my home, so I'm not feeling like it's not good enough, because, you know, we always see those perfect homes on Instagram, and we don't all live in homes like that, and we don't all have the means to live in homes like that. So I want to feel more content with my home, and this will be helpful for that. Relationship tending. This has a space for 3 friends and just how you can, you know, little by little work on that relationship. You've got 2 financial check-in worksheets. You've got a go-to meals, which includes space for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then also go-to dinners for all the dinners that your family likes. These are so helpful when you are planning your menu. I don't know about you, but we have a ton of meals that we love, and I forget about them all the time. Next, we have morning and evening routines, and I could see myself using some tending tape to stick this to my bathroom mirror just to remind me of the different steps of my morning and evening routine, like as I'm getting ready for bed. And we've got a year of celebration. You've got a spot every month to plan for celebrating throughout the entire year and celebrating wins. And this is a similar one to the one we saw in the business pack. It's just a little bit bigger. This one is neat. It's my legacy. And so this is kind of like a little worksheet to think about what your legacy means to you. This is honestly something I have never thought about before, and it seems to be one of the core things that they talk about in the Cultivate What Matters products. And I don't know, it's going to be interesting to explore that this year. This is a weekend reset, and it's just a way to prepare for the week ahead. And then the last one here that is no longer relevant is the 2022 year at a glance, which this was the pack for 2022. So of course that was going to be in there, and that's probably part of the reason why it's on clearance. Also, the size is different. So I went ahead, because I got this, I went ahead and purchased the large wild card holder, and this matches, this fits in your power sheets. It also fits in the season by season weekly planner, so it'll get some use, and then that fits on there. So those are the accessories I got. Now, oh, there's one more over here, one more that I couldn't see because it's clear. I got a stencil. I love stencils. I'm a functional planner, and I also don't really like the bulk that stickers add to my planner too much. So having a way to stencil and make little like boxes and check boxes and things like that, I just thought that that was fun. One of the things I did notice though is that the tab here is, this thing is too narrow, so it works with your Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner or your Season by Season Daily Planner. I think that's what this is sized for, as far as like the width of these boxes and things. And so then the tab works in that. Even though this does snap into the other books I have, it doesn't line up with any of the lines. So I'll test it in the season by season planner that I got. So remember, you saw this beautiful box, and I've already taken it out of here. I just want to show you the box because if you're into like how an item is displayed and packaged and everything, then you will appreciate this beautiful band here with the motif for the cover I chose. It matches, and there we go, it got stuck. And then there's this beautiful hard box, and it's got an embossed their logo, and it says season by season, and it's just a nice box if that's something that you like to have for your planner or just to use for other things. I was actually thinking I could store notepads and stuff in here if I needed to. Anyway, it's just a pretty box. So let's set that here and let's look at the planner. So I purchased the season by season weekly planner, and I am not going to be using this as my like everyday planner. This is actually for work, and I just wanted to try it out. You know, I love me some planners. I love stationery, and so I'm trying it, and I thought I would show it to you before I wrote in it, because you're not going to be seeing it a whole lot on my channel because it's going to have work stuff in it. I will try if there's pages here and there as I'm using it that don't have any sensitive things on it or whatever. I will try to share some pictures every now and then, just so you can see it in use, so you can get a better idea of if this is the right planner for you. But it's got a hard cover, so my power sheets have like that linen coated cover, but these this floral one is just a hard like coated cardstock. It's really durable and sturdy. It's got the gold corner protectors, it's got the gold binding here, and it's got a lot of metallic gold foiling on the front and on the back. It's just really pretty. Inside, when you open it up, you've got the gold foil stripes. It comes with a bookmark that fits the height of the pages, and you've got your name page here, and the mission page, and then this little blurb about seasons. And then what is nice in this planner is that it does have 90-day planning pages. So it's not as robust as your power sheets. It doesn't have all of that prep work and stuff. It's just like a page here to think about what you want to work on this season, and then there's a spot for you to brainstorm what your week could look like so that you can fit these things in. And then you go into the planning pages. You've got a dot grid page here. And then you've got the monthly spread, which is a Sunday start. I played with some stickers when this came in, and I redated mine with some leftover Planner Kate stickers I had. But I'll show you what the layout looks like with your Sunday start. And then the numbers are really small, which is nice, even though I covered them up with bigger numbers from some date dots I had. But you've got your typical calendar grid, and then you've got a sidebar here, a little quote down here, and just a little like prompt up here about how you can rest. And then like each month there's like a different prompt and then a different little quote. So then you turn the page, and something to note is that the tabs for the months are this is just regular paper. So this isn't thick cardstock or anything. I think that is to help it cut down on the bulk so that you don't have such a big planner with all 52 weeks of planning pages and then the quarterly refresh pages, because there's also weekly refresh pages. So if you are familiar with any of my recent videos, you may have seen I have their weekly refresh notepad, and I will sometimes use this before I sit down to plan the week. That's already included in this planner. It's the same concept, and then you have a page here with a checklist and a dot grid. I love this for my purposes. I'm going to be using it for work. And so I can have a specific spot where I can only think about like what's ahead for work. What are the tasks I need to work on for work? What are the projects coming up? What are, some things on my mind I need to write down? What are habits that only relate to work? I have learned over time that as much as I want to be a one planner girl, I do need to separate work and home, or else it splits my focus and then I don't get enough done. If I can only look at and only see at one time things that, when I'm in work mode, I'm only seeing work things so that I'm not thinking about going and doing whatever needs to be done at home. I work from home, so like I have to have that boundary. And this is why I purchased this planner. I have been trying other planners. They're just not really working. I can't guarantee this one's going to work, but this is the next one I'm trying. So this is the weekly spread. It starts on Monday. It's an hourly layout, a vertical layout with hours. What's really nice is that there's hours on both sides of the page. So even if you use your planner like this, you're going to see the hours here and you're going to see the hours here. It goes from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. Well, the last entry here is 10 p.m., but it's an hour's worth of time. So technically it goes to 11, but you know what I mean. And it is divided in half if you want 30-minute increments. There's a to-do checklist over here. The other thing that I noticed that I don't see a lot in planners is that these pages are numbered. And I think that's great because, especially for work, I might be taking notes on something, writing something down real quick. I can refer back to a page number. Like if I'm thinking about something over here that happened in a meeting the previous week, I can say like, oh, I'll see page 14 or something. I don't know. I like it. I like that idea. We'll see how that plays out over time. But every week has these weekly refresh pages, which is really nice. And so again, that's kind of why you're going to have no actual like thick cardstock pages for your tabs, because it would add so much extra bulk, and then you're not getting as much function as you have here for your refresh. So every month every week has the weekly refresh, and then every month looks the same until you get to the end of the quarter. So at the end of March here, so this was like the last week in March, you have a 90-day kind of situation where you're celebrating, you're refreshing, you're reviewing the previous quarter. You've got some prompts here about growth and what can, needs some improvement. And then you've got a dot grid page here to expand on these things or just take notes or use however you want. And then here you've got another 90-day, like, what do I want to work on in this 90 days? And then back into your weekly rhythm ideas for the season, back into your month, and every quarter you're going to have that. And then of course every week you have your weekly refresh, and then your weekly actions, or however you want to use this page. So then let's go to the end. We're going to go all the way back here to the end of December. So this is the last week in December, and when that is done, you have your wins for the year, and then so you've got all 12 months over 2 spreads here, 4 pages, and then you've got 2, 4, 6, 8 dot grid pages, and then this seasonal little blurb here, and then you've got a pocket folder which comes with your year at a glance. And I love a year at a glance, but these are Sunday start, which I wish that was an option. And then you've got a sheet of pretty stickers, and these are on a white background. You've got all that same gold foil you always see in the Cultivate What Matters products, some little washi strips and quotes, and some other little flags and things. And then you've got your pretty gold foil stripes here, and that is your weekly season by season planner. So all of these snap-ins here will fit on this binding just fine. But this is, so here, let's just open it and do it inside the planner. This is where I meant that, like, this stencil is not really, the tab doesn't do anything for this particular planner. And I suppose you could do one above. No, that doesn't really work. So, I mean, that's not a deal breaker for me. I'm probably, if I'm honest, not really even going to keep this in this planner. It might just live in my power sheets, which actually I'll grab those in a second too, and we'll see how this works in the power sheets. But let's go to a weekly spread. So I don't know if you can see this, but this box sticks out. So this box is too big for the columns here. Now I could use the boxes this way, the more rectangular stencil spots here to go up and down for time blocking. The check boxes here, the check boxes do line up pretty good with the lines. It's not perfect, but it's also not that bad either. And then the check marks don't line up perfectly with the checks here, but honestly, I don't need a check mark stencil, so that doesn't bother me either. It was inexpensive on sale, and I do like all these other little, like the hearts and things, and there's like a highlighter guide here. I do like some of these, and I'll probably use this in my monthly planner as well. The larger check boxes and circles do fit on the dot grid though, so that is handy. And these will come in handy for just like, using the brainstorming pages and stuff. And then also we have the wildcard snap-ins. And so this one is made for power sheets, of course. So this one also doesn't fit where you can see the tab. And it kind of sticks out the bottom a little as well. But like I said, this was like the older format though, so it's, you know, it makes sense that it's not going to be perfect for this new product. And then these are for the smaller planners as well, but what's great is that the tab sticks out the top, so it doesn't matter if this one doesn't go all the way to the edge of the paper, because now you can see the spot at the top, so that works well. Let me grab my power sheets and we will look at the snap-ins in the power sheet. So here, first let's compare the sizes. So power sheets and the season by season weekly planner. So the planner is wider than the power sheets, but I think that the power sheets are just slightly taller than the planner, right? Yeah, so just slightly. You could probably not even see that at that angle, but just slightly. Now these both fit together inside here. It's a very tight fit, but it will zip, and I don't plan on using it that way, so it's fine. But if you have a weekly planner, and like for me, I'm going to be putting this in here with my iPad, that'll fit perfectly. Or if you want to use it for your power sheets and like your daily planner, that fits really well together. So you can see that they do fit in there together if that's what you wanted to do. Okay, so let's check the snap-ins with the power sheets here. Let's go to just any random month, and this is the stencil, and so like you can see here, it doesn't work for the power sheets. And then the wild card holder, of course, is going to work because it has that top tab. So that's going to work in any of your books. And then the larger old format also works because this was made for the power sheets. So your tab sticks out on the side there. Okay, so that is it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, please consider subscribing, because I post functional planning videos on my channel a couple times a week. And if you liked this one, you'll probably like the other ones too. And I would love to see you in the next one. Until then, embrace your imperfections and just be you. Bye.